Hello everyone, welcome to Gosport Railworks. My name is James and today we'll be talking about starting off in N-Gauge. To do this you should probably look into getting yourself a N-Gauge train set, as it's probably the most affordable and self-contained way to start off in N-Gauge. And to do that, best thing to do is to pick up a product catalogue from one of the major manufacturers. This is the Bachmann one, which also covers Graham Ferris, who do quite a lot of N-Gauge items, and this is the combined one. So even if you were starting off in double O gauge or O gauge and stuff, well, mainly double O and N, this is the thing which you should pick up. So this is about, if I remember right, it's about £8. I can't quite remember, so have a quick look around, but it's roughly around that price. Anyway, I'm going to change the camera view so you can have a proper look inside the catalogue, and we'll go through what is available. So, see you in a sec. Right, here we are, the catalogue in front of us, and like I said, we need to look for the N-Gauge section, which we've got here using our useful bookmark. And it says Graham Ferris by Bachmann, and it gives you a list of contents of this part of the catalogue and a brief overview for modelling in N-Gauge. And like I said, we're going to be starting off in N-Gauge, so we need a train set. So these two products here, the Capital Connection and the Avro Vulcan train pack, but like I said, they are train packs. They do not have track or controller or anything else. They are just loco and rolling stock or any other nice little things. They're good to add to your collection, but not to start your collection. So we'll be skipping them too. Which brings us to train sets themselves, and like I said, we'll be wanting to start off in in modelling. So we want something simple, and simple means DC control. So one loco going around one track. It means we don't want these two products here, the Highlander and the Castle Pullman train sets, because they are DCC, and which means it bumps up the price, which makes it not ideal to start with, mainly because I said that one's DC and this one's DCC sound fitted, so that one's a lot more expensive. They've given an example of prices I've seen. This one's about $250 and this one is about $300 to $350. And I said, to start off, they're not really ideal to get into. You can if you want to, and I said by all means, it's all your railway. So if you want to go for the most expensive thing with all the bells and whistles, feel free to get a sound fitted Castle Pullman train set. But we'll be looking at something more closely related to a Day at the Races train set or the Northeastern Freight train set. I've got neither of them, but I have got an older one to have a look at. But this includes loco, some rolling stock, a loop, and also a siding. These two are about $170 and about $165 at the best prices. At most you'll probably be spending about $180, and that will have all you need to begin with. So let's cut to me showing off the train set which I've got on offer. Like I said, it's an older one, but it all remains exactly the same. So see you in a bit. Right, here we are with our DCC ready train set of choice, the Seaside Excursion set, which annoyingly I did buy before, then sold, then realised I needed to get another train set again because I've now got a YouTube channel. So yes, I ended up buying it a second time for more than I originally paid for it. Anyway, enough about that. I said one train set is pretty much the same as any other, as what is included inside. So the reason the way you can tell it's a DCC ready one is that it does say DCC 6 at the bottom here, and mainly what controller you get inside. But first of all, on the outside, you can tell what layout you end up with a little diagram here. Here's the rolling stock, so we'll have one loco and two coaches, and on the back, we'll say give you a brief overview of your Grain First train set right here, the Collectors Club, which will always go on, and accessories to expand your train, your layout. It will say how big the train set, the layout is in millimeters. So this is 475 millimeters by 645 millimeters. So it's about double the size of this box, which is actually quite convenient because the best thing to do is not set it up on the floor. Unfortunately, I don't have a table which is clear enough to set it up on anywhere else, so I'll be setting it up on the box. So we'll get around to that in a bit. I said this ain't a review of this particular train set. I'll be doing that in a different video, but this is just a video to show you what you'll get in a train set. So you'll get a getting started guide, which opens up and shows you, extending your first train set. So you'll be getting bits and pieces here and there if you want to. Well, if you want to expand in the suggested way, you can always go your own way, because like I said, it's your train set. You can do whatever you want with it. You can run it backwards if you really want to, but and then it goes into digital control and all the other lot. And if you expand it further out and don't really need all the slot, it becomes a nice little poster, which I'll probably end up doing with my one after I've done the review video for this. Inside we also got a helpful leaflet explaining how to assemble the track, safety guide, and also connecting the power. It's basically a newbie guide, to put it lightly, because it'll lay things out in a very user-friendly way. So very useful, and also about lubrication as well. So we'll skip that bit. I'll quickly do this one. It's the product warranty and the Collectors Club little leaflet. So we'll go quickly through that, and then we'll have a little sheet which tells you about the locomotive servicing as well, and also just taped the little detail pack. That's if you want to add little extra bits to the loco to make it look even better. Now, one thing which I would recommend doing is getting yourself a 9-volt battery, so you can test out that the loco does work. But we'll get to that in a little bit. So inside we'll have the loco, the rolling stock, the looper track, maybe also one point and a siding track, the controller, and also the power supply. So we'll get all this out. It does seem to. I haven't actually tested this, but I have tested the loco. But so here's the power supply and the wire. You'll have the track connector wire, so this will connect up to the track itself. I'll also go briefly into connecting the track to the wire and the curves, so you can go round and round really. So get that all out. That's it. The last one's always annoying. There we go. So yes, 8 pieces of track for the loop and 2 extra straights. So I'll pop that aside. I said you will get basically everything which the track diagram will have. I said you have the rolling stock and the loco. So and just quickly nip out the loco just to make sure that this does work. So it's a fairly nice loco, which is the reason why I went with this train set again. So just to make sure that the loco does work, get the 9-volt battery and press it lightly on both sides of the wheels. So you can see it does just about work. Unfortunately, I can't hold it properly. So one way, and it's better to do this while the track is actually set up. So I'll quickly cut to the track flimsily built onto, well, as best I can, as a table. So I'll see you in a sec. Right, here we have the track mostly all set up. I'll just give you a quick show of how to put the track together, even though the manual will actually tell you how to put it together. You just carefully just get one rail in here, one rail in there, and just slide it together like that. It's best to do this on a flat and level surface, so you can just basically just slide them together. But like I said, I haven't got a flat and level surface because I'm using a box instead, so I don't have to get it on the floor. So quickly nip that. Actually, before I put all that together, I'll show you how to put the track connectors on. It's basically you loop one on there like that, and one on there like that. You should have one bit of copper touching that rail and another bit of copper touching that rail, and then you just connect the rest of it like that. There we go. So you have a controller here. It has very simple controls, your speed and which direction you're going round. So we'll point out that this track is, even though it is Graham Ferris branded track, it is mostly compatible with Pico set track. So if you want to expand in that way, just basically buy more track. I would also point out that if you're having trouble putting any of the loco or rolling stock onto the track, invest in a re-railer. This will help you if you're a bit not all that confident at putting delicate locos on your track. So I'll just do the coaters first, so hopefully nothing falls off, because that'll be embarrassing. Yep, that seems quite happy like that. I'll recenter the track in a bit. That's coupled up quite nicely. It's maybe a bit precarious, but so just slide up the loco like that. This does help if you're trying to do it with one hand and quickly. And just slide it back down like that. So yes, there's your train all on the track. So now the first, well, pretty much the only thing we've got to do now is run the train round. I'm only going to do it slowly because, like I said, I'm on a box. And yeah, there you go. You've now got your very first train set. And how you want to expand is completely up to you. You could get yourself a siding if you haven't got one already. You can get yourself a second siding if you want to. And if you're feeling adventurous, get yourself a second loop. You can connect the loop up together and have two trains going round. It's completely up to up to you. If what rolling stock you want to do, again, that's it. You can do what I'm doing. Pick a specific region and also time, and try to model that, or just buy and run things around from any region and do it any way you want. And I think it's having a bit of an issue because I'd say it's probably not the best to run on the box, but it's better than running on the floor. That's a bit happier now. So yeah. So here we are. First train set. And it's running quite nicely. For being on top of a cardboard box. So If you feel like asking any questions or advice, there's plenty of places to have a look around. There's the Engage forum, which I'll put a link to on the bottom. There's also the, I think it's the British Railway Modelling Forum. I have to have a double look, check of that one. I can't remember. There's basically a couple of forums which you can have a look at. You can ask just people who model as well, or just ask people who make the items as well, because they will be quite happy to help you as well. And also people who sell you the stuff, they'll be happy to help you start off as well. Or Facebook, because I said there's Facebook groups for this, so there's lots of people who model things everywhere. There you go. So yeah, this has been James from Gosport Railworks, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So take care next time, and I'll see you then. Bye bye now.